Again, welcome investors. Welcome to Morpheus time and trading by the book. A bit of the red pill and appreciating for you kind of joining, giving me your time. If anybody is going to be other than my boys Donald and Henry, which is usually with me, if anybody wants to kind of ask me any kind of questions about my experience, about my maybe opinion on investing, on some of the assets, on some of the things that, maybe have been interesting, to you. Certainly welcome. Chats are open. Everybody is welcome to drop a comment on the topic. If you might be a little bit shy with this regard, there's Telegram channel. You can talk to me one-on-one. If you take a look at the channel, you'll see that all of the live videos that I do, just like this one today, they're making money, like I would say like 95% of the time. We're showing you based on logic, math, statistics, without luck, that you are quite capable of making money with binary options, and today should be no different. Today, though, yesterday we made some decent money with the American Fed rate, right? So federal funds rate, it was unchanged, right? We got, essentially, why it's kind of important. It's kind of like a culmination of all of the macro statistics, they impact on this decision, right? If the inflation rises, means people are spending money, means that salaries are not quite, keeping up with that kind of growth. The Fed government is going to raise interest rates, and, people, especially in America, majority of lifestyle there is living on credit, right? So you can get anything you want like that, but then you have to pay for, out the nose for it over a long period of time. But nevertheless, that's kind of like a lifestyle. You get everything that you want right now, and you kind of pay it, slightly over time, pay it off. So, not here to judge. It's just that it seems like sometimes it's not the most ideal financial, kind of decision. But nevertheless, if Feds raise the interest rates, it curbs people from spending inside the country, right? So they're going to be less likely. You go to the bank and say, "Hey, give me $1,000, short-term loan. I'm gonna, go take a vacation." And they're like, "Here you go. You're gonna pay back 1,100." And they're like, "Okay, that's fine. Whatever. In a couple of months, a couple of weeks, whatever." But if you go to the bank and say, "Hey, give me $1,000 for a vacation," they're like, you're gonna pay back 1,700, and you'd be like, "Whoa, not acceptable, man. I think I'm just gonna go barbecue with my buddies and have a couple of beers and hang out by the, I don't know, by the river, uh, in the van by the river." I don't know if anybody is a Chris Farley fan here. Anyways, but the point is that that's something that curbs the spending off the off the people inside the country, but it also attracts foreign investing. Okay, what that means is that if I'm in Europe and I have my money in the bank and the bank is giving me, I don't know, 3% yearly, paltry, but whatever. And I see that all of a sudden in America it's like 5%. I'd be like, whoa, so I'm gonna sell my euros and devalue the currency, and I'm gonna buy the dollars and essentially strengthen that currency, so the value should be going up. So, anyways, but we've made some money about this, with this yesterday. Actually, if we take a look, I don't know, we've got a couple of minutes. Let's see, right? Yesterday at 9 o'clock, it wasn't that far back, right? There we go, 10. There it is, right? So there was a nice spike followed by a retracement. And I don't know, do we have my. Yeah, there it is, right? We've lost 100 because I opened it somewhere under retracement here. I opened the 200 here, and I opened the 600 here. And, well, it did, kind of did this thing where we've made some money. We've made some decent money after, or with it. So today, same thing that we're expecting, but from the GBP, from Great British Pound, something that will be also impacting today. Very exciting kind of thing for me. I love proving to you guys that market is not chaos, that it is predictable to a degree. And, all right, so there we go, 2 o'clock, monetary. Okay, so there we go. We got countdown already. And this is the kind of, the important thing is that this is not a surprise, right? So we understand, we knew exactly the time ahead of time. We knew, right down to the second, why it's important, right? Now, official rate votes, right? So there are 9 members of this committee, and well, I think that it breaks down with how many people want to raise, how many want to lower, and how many want to keep the same, right? First number is how many. There we go. There we go. Increase interest rates, as I mentioned. How many voted to decrease, and how many voted to hold. So that's kind of interesting. Even though the actual right, so majority of them said hold, right, forecasted that the majority will say hold, and we'll see. We'll kind of get an inclination actually of what kind of feelings there are within these, kind of people that determine this. So we see that in previous, right? So it was a 072, right? So 7 were voted for decrease, 2 said to keep the same. This was the actual of previous month. And actually, if we take a look at the previous month, they did lower it, right? So from 5 to 4.25, and it actually was lowered, right? So the forecast right now is, I think, was the same as same as last time. No, so see, there was 7-2, so 2-7. So most likely they're going to keep it the same because, well, previous time that they did that was May, right? So March, April, May. I think they do it every other month. February, I don't know about that. So we kind of skipped April here. March, April, May, June, right? So we're going in here. So, anyways, but in less than 3 minutes from now, we get to see if they get to keep it the same. Um, in 1 month, is there a lot of things that can happen? Well, yeah, there could be geopolitical kind of reasoning, if the money left for some sort of financing of war or financing, because the Allies, all right, anyways, point is that if there's money leaving the country, maybe, it also kind of means that the government might be printing money that devalues the currency, and there's certain things that you need to do in order to fix the situation. But if they just lowered it last month, they're saying that it's going to be kept the same. Chances are that it's not something that, drastically goes every single month, though it could if there's some sort of situation that revolves around that. Now, I don't watch news because, I don't know, my heart can't take it. There's always such just bad news everywhere. Well, essentially, this is where I'm not really certain what's going on in Britain, British economy, because majority of my trading I actually do based on. Why is it? All right. Oh, well, we got already some sort of weird action going here. Even though we still got a minute or so till. Huh. All right. Wait a second. How big is this? Right. 84 416. We're talking about 84. All right, 8 pip movement, 8 pips. All right, so it's not really that big. All right, so let's load up. I don't know. I'm gonna go with like $100 here. So less than 2 minutes, or almost a minute. Okay, so let's just do kind of a bit of a countdown. We're gonna go over when it's done with a minute. Now, I don't know, you guys. What do you guys think? Should I do the pending trades? All right. So when this, see, we got the same 56 seconds or so until the end. So what we could do is we could open, okay, the amount. All right, let's make $10. Oh, not 110. There we go, $10. And what we see, GBP CAD. Yeah, GBP CAD is important to not mix up your, and buy the asset. That's what we want, by the asset price. 84.08. All right, let's change it to 84.04. And sell, and 84.08. Let's go to 84, 12 for buy. All right, so right now we've, I kind of, it's actually a lot. It's a big corridor that we've set up. So, but what's going to happen is that in 5 seconds is going to be a spike. And goodness, I mean, let's see what's going on. Whoa, there we go. Oh, okay. All right, I don't know if I missed that or okay, man, I don't know. That's crazy. Okay, let's open one here. Let's go for 200 bucks here. Oh, and by the way, let's close the one that's not active, and let's just kind of see what it does. All right. So we have a, there was a spike. It went downward, right? We got an active order here, right? And it's, $10 was placed. All right, let's open a 200 here. And let's go for a 600 position for retracement. So the buy position was not really, all right, let's definitely maybe 600 here. All right, so the buy position was not really activated because it spiked downward, right? That's why we went into the current and we closed it. And there we go. We made $10. That $10 was, was active, was in the money. It looks like I'm gonna once again lose 100 bucks, or maybe actually I'm gonna win. No, I lost 100 bucks. There we go. But it looks like if the retracement continues, which it usually does, should be making money on the 200 and on the 600 as well. So I'll be making some decent money. 87%. It's better than what we did yesterday. With regards to like 59%. All right, there we go. We made money there, and very shortly after, a few seconds after, we should be cashing in on the $600. And yeah, baby. All right, so I love it when this. It's not really stars aligning. It's knowledge aligning. We made some money together. Yeah, baby. All right, so what's happened? All right, let's take a look again. This was the pending trades, right? So again, I'm going to explain that when you go with the pending trade, you set by the asset, right? Let's kind of go back there again. By the asset price. So this is the asset price, and you say that, hey, 4 pips higher. If it reaches that point, I want it to buy, right? And then you go for the same thing, like 4 pips lower, and say I want it to sell. And you did see there was a corridor like this, and the asset shot down, and it activated, as soon as it reached that price, it activated the asset by price. And as you can see, it closed lower, so we, essentially won money. The one that was above was never activated, which means that you go to the active current positions, and you close the one that's not making you money. All right, so that's essentially all right. Where were we? Yeah, that's essentially where we got our $8.50 there. So we lost 100 because I don't know. There was a weird kind of like volatility here for a bit, and we're gonna take a look at later. It spiked down a little bit further, and somewhere here I opened another one for 200. And certainly when it went, even further and actually much further, I opened one for 600. But all right, so let's take a, and so how much money do we make right now, right? In 1 minute, right? Essentially, or 600 and 600, 692, 600. All right, so $700. Not too shabby. $700 in about 1 minute worth of your time. So I don't care if you're sitting at work, and if you're, I don't know, babysitting, you can find something. You can find that 1 minute for you to go to the bathroom or get a drink, and I don't know, just ask for some help from somebody. That's it. No fundamental, I mean, no technical analysis, no indicators, no nothing like that. Pure fundamental bliss. All right, because we understand that when somebody opened the position, all right, so at 1400, when it opened here at well, approximately right 8403 and 8381, so that's 19 pips. 03, so that's 22 pip movement. It's not really massive, right? 22 pips. Usually NFP presents like 40, 50 pips. CPI like 30 or something pips. So, when we're looking at, yeah, 8403, yeah, well, there we go, as I mentioned, yeah, 83, 80, 81. So, GBP CAD, yeah, it's the fourth digit after the decimal, so in order for this to become 84, essentially, in this case, they were talking about, 19 pips to make it 84, and then over here we understood that it was 03, so you add another 3 pips to the 19. So 22 pips, beautiful spike, there's your retracement, and continuation. Let's take a look, what the hell happened? Alright, let's see, well, nothing happened really because it didn't update. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, so we got it as kept the same, right? And there was a different statistic, though I really wouldn't understand why it was in the red. Wait, let's take a look. Maybe I'm missing something. Alright, so frequency, usual effect, more hawkish than expected. It's good for the currency. Alright, so wait a second. More people wanted to lower interest rates, right? So the forecast, right? So nobody wanted to raise interest rates, and that's essentially the hawkish tone, right? They were saying that, yeah, last month seven people out of 9 wanted to lower interest rates, and they did. Here they said that 2 people wanted to lower interest rates and 7 kept the same, but the statistic was that 3 people wanted to lower interest rates and 6 kept the same. So technically that's not really a good thing. Maybe for the next month, right, this is something that also we're going to try to catch. We're going to catch this next month as well. So stay tuned. But yeah, $700 in 1 minute. I mean, who can say, who can argue with these kind of awesome results? Okay. All right. So, anyways, and as I keep mentioning in the previous videos, I'm going to mention it again right now because it's still a monologue. If you guys want to ask any kind of questions about this or anything, anything else really, what color my hair is or my eyes, what's my favorite car or my favorite sushi, I don't know. Go ahead. Ask right now in chat. But this graph right here, it's not pre-recorded. Right, so it's live, and you can click on the link below with Pocket Options. Great platform, and especially, I mentioned this one more, at one point. I'm going to mention it again. This right here is kind of like revolutionary for me. So most brokers, actually not most brokers. I shouldn't speak because I didn't really try every single platform out there, but the ones that I did, they had a expiration on the end of the minute. Right, so the candle ends, or I'm sorry, end of the minute, end of the minute, and candle closes at the end of the minute, and that means that if you open the position like 15 seconds before the end, it would carry over the expiration for 1 minute and 15 seconds, and sometimes it's not really easy to adjust and your strategy to fit that. With Pocket Option, you get this like fantastic ability to with the real market, you got a certain amount of time, right, with 1 minute, right, for a timer. But with the OTC, you actually get massive, from 5 seconds, right, 5 seconds, 15, 30, right, and you got all the way up to 4 hours. But so maybe you're like, man, I need 2 hours. Not a problem, baby. There it is. There it is right here. You can offset time, 1 minute plus. If your statistics show that you would be doing great at exactly entry point, a minute and 30 seconds later, there it is. There it is right there. You can set it any way you want. There's flexibility here that is unmatched anywhere else. Also, some of the things that we discuss, some of the things that I discussed, they're kind of general right now, but already it should be enough. If you watch my previous videos, previous streams, it should be already enough to start making money decently. But if you're not, heavens forbid, you trust my word only, I'm expecting that maybe you follow me a little bit and get get a sense of my actions or my results that speak louder than my words, right? But anyways, if you're, if you want to test some of the things that I discuss, that's actually a really great thing because this company right here, we got tournaments on the daily basis. Pocket Option gives you a free participation in a tournament with a chance to win real money. All right, so you participate if if you elevate your $100 to the point that you're on the top three of the winning spots at $50, 75, or 125. And you got 30 tries per month to get there, right? We've discussed, one of my videos was actually telling you how you could, I mean, you would have to spend a little bit of time, actually a couple of hours maybe, if not more, but you are able to win a tournament based on plan, based on logic, math, statistics, and a plan, a proper approach. Right, and so once again, if you guys, are not really sure if you want to test your real, money in this, it's okay. It's all right because you got opportunity. You got a demo account. You got the tournaments, right? Demo account, I really don't, I don't know. It's a demo account. You don't care. You don't care. It's a different psychological kind of pressure, all right, or absence of it. You don't care if you win. You don't care if you lose. In your because it's it's not real money. The graph is the same, right? The chart right there it's the same in the tournaments or in the demo account, right? Whether you're euro dollar OTC, right? If we're looking at 1 minute candles, right? Let's take a look at the demo account. Uh, oh yeah, my internet is being shoddy. All right. Anyways, so it's gonna load up. Let's take a look. Okay, once again, what we're going to take a look in tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow, there's always our tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, CAD retail sales. All right, so Canadian retail sales is actually something that I don't know, I wouldn't really expect a big move there, but we're still going to take, we're still going to take a moment to, to notice this. So we're going to be, actually, wait, what time? It's going to be at, yeah, retail sales, right? So it's going to be at, 9 in the morning. Wicked early. Oh, no, that's for GBP. Wait a second. All right, so we might have a bit of a snafu. Hold on. All right, so today is the 19th. It's Thursday the 19th, right? Yeah. And the 20th Canadian retail sales, but I don't see it. All right, so maybe they changed it. All right, so hold on. Okay, maybe we're getting to the bottom of this right now. All right, 1530, or maybe they dropped it down in the significance of it. Yeah, Canadian. Oh, there we go. All right, Canadian retail sales. So they did drop the significance of it from high impact event to a kind of medium impact event, which I don't know. I think it might be kind of like lukewarm on the performance. But nevertheless, all right. Let's kind of take a look. Okay, wait a second. All right, so, there we go. Yeah, finally switched. All right, so we go to candles. We go to it's 1 minute. All right, so let's take a look. Okay, we got, well, since there's no indicators. All right, let's see. Okay, wait, I kind of like my timer. Auto scroll is good. Grid snap. All right, whatever. And I don't know, let's put on our parabolic. I don't know, super trend. We're super trend. I don't really use it often, but I think we covered it. Accelerator oscillator, we covered it. I think shaft is one of my favorites. All right, so if we take a look right here, right, 1 minute candles, and notice the highs, the lows, and let's go to the real account right now. Notice that it's exactly the same. So testing some of the things that we discuss, testing some of the things that I talk about, can be done in a completely safe, risk-free environment with regards to a demo, with regards to tournament account. And tournament actually has got that sweet middle ground. You got nail-biting experience with your hard-earned money. You got absolutely don't give a flying hoot about demo account, and tournament is somewhere in the middle where no, you're not, psychologically traumatized if you lose $100 that they give you because it's not, Oh man, it's still loading. All right, because it's not real. All right, if you lose it, it's not a big deal. You just, get another chance tomorrow. But if you win real money, and you want to win. That's why when you open positions for $1, 150, 375, when we're following with the multiplier of 1.5 martingale, you care. You're like, man, I want to win. It's not just, wasting time. So, anyways, something to keep in mind. And all right, and there's still no questions. This is still a monologue. Come on, guys. Ask any questions if you want. For anybody who's coming across this stream, maybe right this moment, know that we've made $700 in 1 minute, based on the GBP interest rate decision. And right now, there we go. We took it in GBP CAD. There was a spike followed by a retracement. So yeah, right now let's take a look. Let's do what we usually do. We're going to continue to trade a little bit more based on technical analysis and things that we've discussed already. So let's just take a few, actually, 92% payouts, and let's analyze the market together to see maybe if there is something that we should be aware of. Okay, so we did have crossing over here. We had what is ADCNY? So it was going upwards for a while. Now, the last couple of last week, we've kind of gave a little bit more attention to multiple time frames, right? You can actually put this in multiple charts as well. So if you got like a 5, you got a 3, you got a 1 minute over here, of the same asset, and you'll be able to kind of see if the trend is kind of petering out based on what we're doing, and or based on the not just we in OTC. We is the pocket option clients that are buying and selling at different time intervals, and so we've been doing this over the course of past couple of weeks. Past couple of days this week, to see if, with the 3 minute, there we go, look, with the 3 minute, we just got our first parabolic. We got bars that are lowering. We could expect shaft to round out. We see that super trend is flat. So everything is pointing that there should be a downward movement with 1 minute candles. We see that maybe that is the case. When is the next moment of interest? Oh yeah, actually, yeah, this is kind of new, so we really don't have a lot of things to, so it actually says that with 3 minute time intervals, that there should be still a couple of more red candles, right? The lowest point was here. I think that this is maybe where it's going to go, and is going to face resistance, either going to continue lower, but then we have to be careful because it's a new, it's unprecedented, not really unprecedented, but it's the lowest low for a very, very long time. All right, so this downward move, downward trend cannot go on forever. So we could say that we've um, just missed this breakout right here, and this was actually really good. Right, so 3 minutes, 3 minute candles, right? We got a buy signal here, we got a buy signal here from fractal and parabolic, and we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 7 candles. 7 times 3 is 21, right? So for 21 minutes, right? So for 21 minutes from about somewhere here, we got like confirmation. We could have ridden this train as well and opened, for example, like $5, $10 into each position till the end of the candle. And this is something that I can do with the flag, right? So I can do this with 0, 0 right here. There we go. So I got this as my, as at the end of this candle with 45 seconds. If I open a position for, let's say, $1, because I don't care, for an upward movement, right? It's saying that it's going to go up, even though actually we got signals saying that it should be going downward. Based on super trend, based on parabolic, but we'll see, right? When it does go down for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes in a row, it goes 8 or 7, I think I miscalculated, 7, right? Is going down. There should be a bit of a pullback. But anyways, the position is going to close in like 10 seconds, and what I can do is I can go boom into 1, and then elevate it to 1.5, and well, it actually looks like it is going to win, yeah. All right, but imagine if we did this here, right? So in the, starting from here, in the money, this one would have been a losing trade, second step martingale, and then in the money, in the money, in the money, in the money, in the money. Okay, second step martingale. Here would have been kind of dicey. I don't know, 50-50, 50-50. So these candles are so small. And actually, I think I would have stopped trading because, buying because of this, because the bars are starting to diminish. And once again, the indicator gives us kind of a heads up that, hey, maybe the trend is coming to an end. We can see that actually it's been sawing a particular level and then sawing it slightly bigger before, retracing. So anyways, right now, yeah, wait a second. Right now, yeah, um, we might actually see a transition to an upward movement, which is actually not bad. Let's kind of let's stick with this for a little bit. All right, so we got a upward movement right now. There it is. And I've lost. Is it? Did I open a position? I opened it too soon. Damn it. All right, so hold on. 1 point. Okay, so let's go to 1 point. Actually, no, screw that. Let's go to $2. Oh, son of a gun. 12. All right, these are the kind of things that you want to avoid right here. It's not really a big deal, obviously, but the next position that I would need to take is like 26 bucks, right? Because I lost $1 before, and I've just, if I lose this $12, so it's not proper, money management. I goofed up. So anyways, but we're looking for, right, in 17 seconds, if it's going to close a little bit lower. Again, we're going to go with a higher position, and $26 is the next for an upward movement. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I'll open it here. All right, so there we go. Wait a second. We got Did I just lose 26 bucks? No, there it is. Okay. So we got a fractal says downward sell, but I do think still that it's going to go up. We got parabolic, we got shaft rounding out, and we got a cross from accelerator oscillator, right? We got super trend as being flat. So there is a chance that it's, actually I'm going to lose this as well. There's never a 100% guarantee, but it should have been only $2 instead of 12. So this position would have been for $6 instead of 26. But nevertheless, AEDCNY right now seems like it gave us a second point contact. And what we want to do is kind of ascertain the next levels of interest. We got kind of like this. We got one over here that's pretty decent. But we could also, see where the market, where the asset goes, and we can go with something like this. We got a 2 point contact here. By the way, this is no longer valid, right? This resistance level has been broken through, so we've got kind of a position kind of here. This is confirmed. We got a 1, we got a 2, we got a 3. So it's a confirmed level of resistance. Now we have 1 and a possible 2 because we still haven't established that. We got 1 and 2 here. So these are not established yet level or confirmed levels of support and resistance. But we're kind of riding the strain. Wait, why am I not opening position for next? It should have been for $1, right? There we go. And the next one should be actually for $1.50. No, okay, wait. $2. There we go. The reason why it's only like for such small amounts is because once again I'm trying to prove a point. There we go. So for $1 we got shaft, we got accelerator, we got parabolic, and if it goes up a little bit higher, or actually if it goes down lower right now, it could actually establish a 3rd point contact, which is also would be a good thing. But so far, let's ride this out a little bit. All right, so 35 seconds left. We're going for the 2, and next minute for expiration. So in 20 seconds, 25 seconds, we're going to kind of get an understanding if it's going to reach this level once more. Right, so it looks like it's yeah, it looks like there is decent amount of push for this. So our so far possibly declining kind of a triangle here Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is where I would actually stop for a little bit and wait until the asset shows me something else. What is it going to do? Is it going to break? We got super trend that went to the to the bottom. All right, let's kind of go with it. We got one, we got two, we got three. There was an upward movement. It should go. Where is it going to go after though? We don't, I would say that it could go actually somewhere up to here. If it breaks out, if it goes upwards. But right now, it's still too early to say because it could have touched and then continued to go downward. All right, there we go. This is not really active, so it touched, right? So we understand that there it is. And there could be a retracement right now, and towards the 15 seconds worth of the expiration, we're going to see. But I'm still gonna buy though. I'm still gonna buy. I'm gonna buy probably right now. Yeah. There we go. So there we go. I lost $1. I'm gonna win a 2. It's 92% return on investment. As I mentioned, yeah, maybe I'm doing it a little too small, but you know what? I think that I feel not as committed to AEDC and Y at the moment. That's why I'm keeping it on the small side. All right. So when 2 goes, so, we're going to go with 6 on the next expiration. If it's going to bounce down. All right, so we got red bars, all right, so yeah, we do have shaft already, going up here. So it could actually do a very quick change. Let's see if I can find these kind of moments. Kind of like this, right? It can touch and then whoosh and come, kind of go right back down and go back down, soon, much lower. So let's just kind of keep an eye out. As I mentioned right now, there is a pinching factor, but I would expect that the asset is going to go down a little bit more, though I am going to keep buying, well, just because I'm following, certain, not necessarily a hunch, but I guess, yeah, a hunch. Not 18, but 18 bucks. All right, so I need maybe, on the fourth point. All right, so we got a set, a buy, a buy from parabolic. We had a rise. All right, but yeah, so there we go. If shaft kind of rounds out and goes down very aggressively, I think at that point I am going to go for a sell with an $18 position. Because it's going to be much more likely that it's going to continue to go until it touches this level again. So for now, we got an unconfirmed support level. And actually, if I do win with the $6, again, I'm probably going to wait for a couple of minutes. Maybe we're going to hop to a different asset right now to understand, if there's maybe a better situation playing out right now. All right, so made some money. As I mentioned, I kind of want to wait and see what it does, because if it touches this again, I mean, once again, it could bounce away, but at some point it has to pop. All right, so either on the top side or on the bottom, and if my money is on which direction, I would probably say on the top, right? Because it's been falling down for ages, right? Since 6 o'clock in the morning right here. And this was, whoa, look at this resistance level. Holy crap. How freaking awesome is it, right? How many times it was confirmed. That is freaking beautiful right here. You know what? Let's, I don't know, let's actually mark this. Because look, I mean, this is like picture perfect. There we go. Let's make it, maybe, or no, not that. This one out. Let's make this one maybe a little toppier. There we go. No, not that. Let's go yellow. There. All right. So it's actually, relatively decent level. All right. So it looks like it's breaking, right? But it could be a false breakout. So it could go up and then come back down. Notice that there was this kind of red bars, but this is where I kind of say that if you stick with this for a while, kind of like I did, there's going to be a little bit of intuition based on experience. So, as I mentioned, that's why, when you open for like 10, 20, 60, and then you go for like $180, it starts to become a little, psychologically, maybe you shouldn't do the intuition thing when you got that much money riding on it. But when you have a little bit of, like one, two, whatever dollars, it still adds up. Don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, if you're going to be doing trading just with like $1, 2, 3, whatever, it's still going to add up to something, interesting, I don't know, valuable, or right, or worthwhile, especially if you're doing this compounding factor till the end of the month, right? So when at the end of the month you get like $500-600 of cash, and you're like, well, that's not so bad. I mean, you can't really argue. If that's your main income, then yeah, man, that $500 is not enough at the end of the month. But if this is something that you're going to be doing on the side, and at the end of the month you'll get extra, the $500 to close out your credits a bit sooner, right? Or to start investing into other avenues, right? To branch out into certain stocks, into certain, I don't know, maybe you'll be able to get, take maybe you're saving some money and you've done this already for a while. You got enough money for a first deposit on a particular property that you're going to rent, and have those people pay whoever's renting it to pay it off. So you're going to build equity, right? So there's lots of little, lots of avenues that you can direct that extra five, six, seven, $1,000 a month, right? And yeah, this is where I keep telling some of my, my VIPs, some of my clients, saying that, dude, it's like, what's the end goal here? And it's like, I want to do this, for as a full-time income. Uh, well, it's, it's possible, but it's much better to kind of take a step back and maybe take a look at very wealthy people. They don't work for their money. They have money working for them. Right? So when you're making a little bit here, a little bit there, make sure you don't spend it on something stupid. Right? I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know, a new iPhone or something, it might be sexy or whatever, but it's much better to invest that money so that it, starts to, trickle a little something back to you every single month. And when you do that for a while, I read this book, and you know what, God, I mean, I can't remember the author, if truth be told, but I think it was a Canadian author of a book saying something about like live with no credits, right? So his quote that it was imprinted on every page, something that stuck with me for a while, was live like no other so that later you can live like no other. Right, and it kind of implies that maybe right now you're going to be walking around with like a phone that's 4 years old, with a car that's not brand new muscle or something, but it means that you're still not living with credits. So it means that you might be building your financial independence to the point that when other people are still going to be struggling to pay off the minimum payments, you're at that point are going to be able to buy things cash. Right, so that was the point of that book, and man, it really stuck with me. I really like that. So I'm okay. I don't know. I'm entertained the most easiest possible way. I think I can derive pleasure out of just playing some PlayStation, and spend some time with my kids. I don't know, build a tree, not a tree house, a bird house, right? Off of like things that are found around the yard. Anyway, so try to enjoy life, and this is a great instrument to get you ahead, but to make this into a full-time thing, it's a little bit difficult. Just once again, you have to have like kung fu grip on your emotions to be able to actually do this day in and day out, to be making money to the point where you're making like 2, 3, 4, 5,000 on the daily base, or like a daily, weekly basis. But that means that you would need to have a massive balance. And here's the interesting part. I mean, well, bear with me. Let's actually go back to like a full screen here. Um, Most people, right, who are going to be watching this, maybe in India, maybe in Asia, maybe in Europe, how much money do you need in order to live on a monthly basis, kind of like, bare minimum, maybe like $2,000, right? So, some countries is like $500. You can actually rent a place, pay for food, get your butt to work, right? Where you get this $500, so it's not really something as, exciting, but let's say it's, somewhere in the middle. Let's say $1,000. All right. So obviously a little bit more in some countries, but bear with me. If you have $100,000 balance, and you want to make, right, essentially, let's say $1,000 a day, right, you would need to be, open positions, for example, if 100, 1%, that is $1,000. Now, can you imagine opening $1,000 position. Now, $1,000 position goes into the multiplier of 2. It goes to 2,000, 2,000 goes to 6,000, 6,000 goes to 18,000, and 18,000 goes to 54,000. Can you imagine psychological pressure that you would feel, or the devastation if you had a $100,000 balance and you lost 54K? All right, so totally, you would lose $81,000. See, that's not really something that's reasonable, right, to any person. That's why you're not going to open for $1,000. You're going to open for maybe $100 or maybe even smaller, which means that you're still going to be trading within a range of a couple of $1,000. That's very important to understand, because that means that $95,000 that you have on your balance are not being utilized, because it would actually be traumatizing to you to actually utilize this. I don't know if I have the nerve to open a position for, like, I don't know, right now for $3,000. Right? So it would be very, very, very nerve-wracking, and I would be very, very disappointed if I did, if the market did something to make me lose that, right? So that, we got the signals, we got everything, but the market can do this where it goes against the signals. Remember, I keep saying that the market is like rules of driving. If everybody followed the rules of driving, there would be no accidents, there would be no, right, deaths. So, don't text and drive, don't drink and drive, don't be distracted, don't speed, know your signs, right? And if everybody followed these rules, I mean, this would have been a, much different world. Market is a lot like this, right? Market, it has these rules that govern the system, right? And that's what I'm trying to teach you. And most of the time, we're kind of still sticking with that and still making money. But not everybody follows rules, right? Right now, I mean, there's a signal, let's say, for a buy. It doesn't mean that somebody just, didn't make an accident and accidentally pushed a $10,000 sell order where this was impactful enough to start, maybe pushing people to start selling. All right, so this is where we need to be very cautious about the money management. Once again, something that I discuss with you guys privately, one-on-one, through the Telegram channel. Touch base, let's discuss, what are your goals, what kind of thoughts you have about reaching them, and how can binary options or short-term trading help you get to those goals, right? I keep saying that you don't need ideal statistics. I keep showing you that you don't need ideal statistics to make money on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Or actually, on the monthly basis would actually be, the kind of interval that I'm hoping that everybody focuses on, because you are going to have a couple of crappy days throughout the month, and it's okay as long as you're in profit at the end of the month. Anyways, all right, so let's see what we got here. We got kind of like a buy, maybe a running out of steam. So see, actually, interesting. Oh, wait a second, that's 3 minutes, right? So wait a second, that's 3 minutes. All right, we had a breakout. There is a bit of a retracement, and I don't know, I would maybe think to look at something, I don't know, maybe somewhere here for like a resistance level. So there's a bit of a pew, 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 pew kind of channel. So if it's going to go back down, there is a sell signal from parabolic, from fractal, though we missed it a little bit. Crossing over here. So let's see if, well, I'm kind of hoping it's going to touch it for the third time, this particular level. So if it touches it again, and right now it could go sideways a little bit, but I'm kind of hoping that it is on this minute, actually pushes down a little bit further and comes in contact with it. But at that point, if it does come in contact, at that point we see that the shaft is already below, which means it would be ready to turn around and show you, a bullish possibility. And well, it just, once again, it's something that we need to wait and see. Still a sell signal from parabolic, and because it went down relatively hard, I think I mentioned this in the previous videos, look how long it took for it to go from here, right? So it reached on this candle and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, say 8 minutes to get up there. Here in 2 minutes, it came almost right back down to that level. All right, so when that does happen, there usually is a bit of a retracement before continuing, but let's just see what the asset will be showing us. Now. But let's take a look at maybe other ones while we're waiting. All right, so who's with me here? Who's with me? Let's see. We kind of have a bit of a resistance level here, and we have maybe something like this, though it seems like it's breaking through it right now. There was a bit of a channel kind of here. Maybe we could actually squint our eyes and see a double top over here. After going up, retracement, up, say hitting the same level. Yeah, I mean, this would have been relatively decent double top, right? Boom, 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 and this would have been the neckline, and when it broke through, at this point was a decent time to maybe look at other indicators for confirmations. I don't know, don't really like anything that's happening right now. The resistance level here is super steep. Kind of make me want to think that it's not something that's going to last forever. This was the previous level of interest. All right, if we take a look right here, it broke through it. Where is it going to go now? If that's the case, well, if it breaks through, there's really not a lot of it. Maybe somewhere here, right? Because it did bounce off of this level here. It kind of bounced off of this level here. But that's stretching the truth a little bit. It's not really as impactful on a 1 minute interval, on a 1 minute time frame. All right, so I don't know, NZD/USD, not maybe something that I'm totally ready to commit to. But let's see. I think that I've mentioned or I set it aside Euro NZD. But actually, I did that in the real market. Let's take a look. Wait a second. Euro NZD. Oh, but we only have OTC here for now. Okay. Anyways, something worth keeping in mind. Okay, so there's not really anything other than the fact that it's been going down for a very long time. There is a sell, super trend says sell. On this, we got parabolic says sell, we got shaft says sell. So I don't know, maybe we could write it, down a little bit further. Let's take a look with the dollar. Let's go with the current minute. Let's go with the sell. All right, there we go. All right, so it won on this position. Let me take another one. And next position will be for $2. Because once again, in 3-minute intros, we got really strong signals to say that it's going to continue to go. We got parabolic, we got super trend, it's pointing downward. We got shaft, we got the crossing, and this is as good as it gets. So I think that we're going to ride this for a little bit longer. All right. And that's why I'm not really worried that the first step might not finish in the money. Because over the course of 10 minutes or so, I should still expect that there's going to be more red candles than green, unless something drastic happens or changes right now. Happens to change it. All right, so 5, 4, 3, 2. Looks like we're going to win this one. Yeah, we won this one, so $1 and go for again for a sell. Actually, I think that with the fact is that I don't enter exactly at the beginning of the candle, it still allows me to win on a sell even if the candle is green. So I opened it a little bit higher, it closed a little bit lower, right? So essentially I won on that one. So even though it's green though, all right. Still going to be selling. Although on 1 minute, see, as we understand, see, something can change. On 1 minute, it is kind of like an earlier signal. Right now, it is going upwards, and it's natural considering that it was a big drop, a bit of a retracement, big drop, a bit of a retracement, and possibly another drop after. So I'm still going to be okay with selling 432. All right, let's sell for $2 right now. Go for the next minute and go for $6. And something actually also kind of interesting enough to remember is that when you know, if you trade with me, then I will send you sheets, you know, the Excel sheets that I've kind of maybe mentioned in some of the videos before, where it calculates automatically the risk and calculates automatically the martingale to the next position. So, all right, there we go. We got a drop. It seems like it's going to win, so we're going to go back to $1. And next position where we're still going to continue to go down. But look, we got a confirmed level of resistance, right? So it is confirmed, and that's kind of, you know, kind of interesting. It's kind of good. And I'm going to open another here. But 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times it's been touched. It means that at some point when it is going to be contested or challenged, we're going to be especially interested in this because it should, you know, when it bounces back, what's the next level of interest? You know, one is going to be somewhere here, right? Because and actually, let's make that visible, by the way, because this one is a relatively good level across the board, right? Okay. So it is nice. Okay, actually, I'm going to make it a little thicker. So when it bounces back, it could bounce, you know, up to this level as well. Next, we're going to do $2 and continue for a sell. But at any point, it really is something that could change these directions. You know, people could start buying. Though I think that you know, it could go down a little bit further. Wait, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, I opened for the following minute, not for current minute, for $1. Yeah, all right. Well, I guess as I mentioned, this would have been a second $2 open position right here for it to go down a little bit further. And once again, I'm going to take a look at 3 minutes and see. I still think that, yeah, this is going to be. Wait, why did I lower this? All right, so this would be the level of interest on top. Maybe somewhere here would be a level of interest for the bottom right here because we had 1, 2. I wouldn't say that here it just broke through and here it just went upwards. So I don't know. All right, let's hop back to 1 minute, and I'm still selling. Nope, okay, didn't choose the next minute. Sell for $2. All right, so if it's breaking though, it does look like it could be. See, we got yeah, actually it does look like it could be switching for a bit, right? So if it switches, we got this level of interest, right? So it's going to touch here, maybe it's going to break and continue. We got parabolic, we got crossing. Let's open for a buy position here. Let's see what happens. All right, so next one is 18, but we're probably going to wait on this on the 18 to see what the asset does. So see, yeah, so it could have had that little touch and then continue and go back down, but I guess we'll see. So if I win $2, but I lose 6 because it's all going to be ending in 4 seconds, I lost like $4, like $4.20 or something, unless I did this goofy thing again where I opened the position for a minute ahead. Yeah. All right, so I lost $6. You know what? Let me open my table so that I can see, what kind of next position I should have. Right, so if it's $6, next position is for 780. Oh no, that's too small. Hold on. 1.5 multiplier, $9. Right, so if I lose this one, next position is for $9. All right. And right now, I don't know. See, we got a red bar. As I mentioned with, oh man, it would be really interesting to see this thing go back under the this particular line. 2, 1. All right, so let's wait. We got conflicting signals. We got parabolic saying up. We got fractal saying down. We got indecision with accelerator oscillator, and we have still kind of a downward trend from the shaft. All right, so no signals really that are clear cut. All right, let's take a look what's going on with the 3 minute. It looks like it's still valid. 1, 2, 3, 4. It still looks like it's valid. It's like testing. The parabolic is still down. We got green bar though here with accelerators, so that's why maybe we should we can either wait for a little bit more, I would say, or something better. It's too many conflicting signals. So maybe let's take a look. Oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful. I'm kind of glad we're here. Because, man, that is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous support level. Super aggressive. And I believe that this kind of aggression cannot last for long. It reached maybe certain levels of interest right now. There they are right here. Right, there they are right here. So across this point, there were lots of resistance at this level. All right, what do we got? We got super trend. We got green bar. Okay, so we still have a bullish trend. Man, that's serious growth. All right, what's the next level of interest? At some point, it has to be bouncing back. So this would be probably the pinnacle, the top that it can go to. So at $9, all right, let's wait a second. Let's go to, nope, not 20. Don't give me that. Give me zeros. Okay. All right. So in this, all right. So let's see. What is, okay. Just need to be aware, that this right here is some serious fast growth, right? We got almost nothing but green for a very long time. Not something that can be sustained for long. And this kind of almost, super vertical position, wow, actually very, very impressive. Let's take a look at 3 minutes. All right, so we got actually like a long term, really like a downward, we got like a support level here, long term. Let's see. It's kind of been respecting this a bit like that. And I would say that there is a possibility that we got something like this, right? Across the tops, maybe even like this. There we go. This looks about right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's coming to that point, and as I mentioned, I really can't see it last. I really can't see it last long enough. So I'm actually going to once again. I wish I entered for a reversal a bit sooner. All right, let's go. Let's go here. All right, $9. Next one is already 22.50. All right, see it grows kind of fast. But as I mentioned, this is the resistance level has been confirmed many times, and I wouldn't say that I would say that it's highly unlikely that it's going to break it after such a aggressive move. All right, so let's see, $9. Seems like we should be in the money on this one. All right, but and if we are, some volatility here. Yeah, I'm probably going to sell again. Yeah, I'm going to sell again. And we're going to go to 2. So this is going to be kind of aggressive martingale. 1, 2, 6, 18, 54. See, that's something that I usually advise for the real account if you got like $100 on your balance, because that wipes it out really quickly. But yeah, as I mentioned, this is beautiful. Just, kind of like ideal situation. You catch a very long term. We're talking about from 10 o'clock in the morning till till 3. right? So for 5 hours, this thing's been going slightly down. It's got multiple points. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of 5, 6, 7, and here's your eighth. That's beautiful. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, we can say 5, 6 here, 7, right? So this is like really, really good situation. Okay, and let's continue. I think that I want to sell more, and this should have been done sooner. But it could be, yeah, it could be going up again and testing this. But as I mentioned, man, look, this drop and this growth is, this drop took longer because it did have more pullbacks, right? Versus this growth. So that's what that's what I'm bouncing off of right now. That you're not really, that this is not really something that can be sustained for long, but it could be sawing at this level for a while. We actually, not necessarily intuition, because as I mentioned, there's still logic to what we're doing right now, with regards to selling. Because I do believe that it should be breaking this. There should be a breakout strategy right now. Shaft should be rounding out, and we see the red bars that are growing. So I'm okay with, did I lose? No, I won, right? So again, with a dollar, again with the not ideal entry point, but there we go. So at this moment, look, super trend is getting flat. I mean, this thing was like, it was rising to the occasion. But now it's going limp. All right. Oh God, I'm terrible. All right, so next minute, let's go right now, right away for the next minute for $2. It's okay that so we're seeing that it's there is a bit of a tug of war between the bulls and the bears. Because it seems like it wants to go down, but the bulls are just not going to allow that to happen. However, in the next 2 or 3 minutes, I would say that they don't have a choice. They either going to again rise up and with this momentum, or the bears are going to finally take it. All right, there we go. We're selling. We're going to the next, and we're going to the next. And so see, there we go. We're about to have a crossover. So let's see. Unless again we get a green bar, because can there be a situation right now unfolding where lots and lots of people are going to start buying? Yeah, I mean this is a possibility. How likely is it? It's not quite as likely as the one that there's finally going to be a breakout and a bit of a retracement from this ridiculous growth. All right, so again, live graph, live market, or not live market, but live graph. We're making money together. Did I win? Yes, I did. Going back to a dollar. All right, and again, going for a sell. If you click on pocket option link below right now, you're not only going to get a chance to kind of prove what I'm showing you, right? The graph is identical, the chart is identical here as what you will see right now in pocket option. So this is not pre-recorded. And so now you're also going to get like access to a wonderful platform with great instruments, with great tools that will help you build your financial independence. Um, Obviously, if you have any kind of questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to me and my team on Telegram channel, via Telegram, where we're going to be happy to clarify anything that might be on your mind. So even though the signals are still saying up, the up is not really a lot, right? Up is not, no, it didn't switch the time. Up is not really a long. Even if it's going to go, it's going to go up to here. But look, there we go. We got parabolic on top. We got crossing of the accelerator oscillator. So just stick with this. And I don't know, man. I'm actually feeling really good about this particular asset, because right now we're looking at a second point contact, and I think that it should be going down a little bit. So this is still subject to manipulation, though, or adjustment, though it should be not horizontal. It should be still at a slope downward. So there we go. Crossing here. We got parabolic. We got fractal on top, saying that it should be going down. I'm actually thinking that I'm going to start opening positions with a little bigger position, with a little bigger amount. Let's say with $5 as the next one, right? So we're going to start with $5 here. Damn it. All right, there we go. $5 for sell. Though look, see, we got, wait a second, parabolic went to the to the bottom again for a buy. So there we go. Maybe bulls are rallying, and they'll be pushing this asset upwards. Though, as I mentioned, this would be ridiculous growth. Once again, I would wait for a breakout strategy because, well, it does look like it should be going down now. All right, so there we go. Crossing. We got building of the bars. It looks like I'm going to be winning this one. So next minute, right, so that I don't screw this up again. And opening about like 2 seconds before the end of this candle. There we go. Opening here. Made money next minute. And we're keeping it at $5 as the first step martingale. Because I mean I'm actually expecting maybe a few big candles. Alright, a few big candles right away. Boom, reach somewhere here and is going to face that resistance. It's going to bounce back and then maybe actually up to this level and then go back down again. However, it could be we should be ready for the next. We actually, with the 1.5 multiplier, it's actually 7.5. Alright, so let's keep our money management on the safer side. Alright, so what do we got? What do we got? I still believe it should be going downward, though. There is that reluctance to release control from the bulls to the bears, but that's okay, because this is what we do. There we go. Wow, we got like actually kind of interesting. See, depending on the current positioning, the current close, we got fractal here that says, it's going to go up. This one says down, definitely, but this one's like, no, it's going to go up. And okay, that's all right. Third step, marking it, we got 1875. Right, so it's kind of fast, right? It's fast growth. But I still think it's going to be going down, though, and I'm actually that certain. I shouldn't have been doing that, though. That's a horrible idea because actually, as I mentioned, the bulls might be getting the best of us for 688. 688. And see, now we're already threatening the entire profit margin that we've been making. So I really shouldn't have done that. But, we'll see. The hell with it. That's okay. We're going to finish actually on this one way or another. There we go. Yeah, it's in the money. All right, my dear friends. Made some money together today with you, Morpheus, in the house. Super happy to have gotten the chance to show you again that the market is not chaos, that you're quite capable of knowing exactly what kind of asset, what kind of momentum that you're expecting, or essentially, not momentum, what kind of results you're expecting from a particular move. So, wait, hold on. Let's actually once again go back here for a second and see. All right, so today, you and I, there we go. All right, so we won $10, we lost 100, and then here we won 700 together, 700. Let's say 700 and, so what do we lose here? Like 11, 12, $14. We've won, let's say 10, right? So 710, 712, 714, 15. Anyways, we're definitely in profit. So we made like $730 or something like that today, over the course of 1 hour, right? So maybe you don't need to trade every single minute. And maybe you want to actually give the fundamental analysis a bit of a go, because these things, they happen once once a week, once a month, once a quarter, and every month you should have like maybe 15, 20, or 30, depending on the month, fundamental reasons to look at a particular asset with a specific, with a set by asset price pending orders, with the retracement. Even if you lose a little bit on this one, on the next position, on the next macro event, you'd be able to make that up. You're going to go with proper money management. Once again, something that I can show you one-on-one. So touch base with Telegram channel. Take a look at pocket option link, as I mentioned. This was done today. Today is what the heck? It was 19th of June, right? And we've started at 2 o'clock GMT plus 3 time. Click on pocket option link below. Take a look at the assets that were showcased in the video. You'll be able to see that the graphs match identically, right? This is not pre-recorded. Live trading, live profit, live logic with logic, math, and statistics. All right, my dear friends, thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow with Canadian, Canadian retail sales. There we go, Canadian retail sales at 3:30 GMT plus 3 time, and we'll do some more live trading together. See you guys then.